Hi, okay, so it's me here. Yeah, I haven't done a video in a while because I'm sure all you are experiencing the same thing, but life is very, very crazy. Like, I can't even believe it. But I'm basically here to just kind of do a life update. This is sort of the end of my exchange videos because basically I came home from exchange, and I'll explain why and like everything that happened. But that doesn't mean I'll stop making videos. I may still continue videos just for fun, you know, because why not? We'll see though. We'll see if I like have the motivation for that, but I currently have no other obligations in my life. I'll just get started with everything, you know? So basically I had been living in Italy for the past like 6.5 months. Yeah, because I got there in the beginning of September. So, you know, it was a great time, you know, I've shared a lot of my experiences. And then I went on a class trip to England, and we got back on a Sunday, and that Sunday things got pretty bad in Italy with the coronavirus. Like, they started stopping all school trips. They announced that school would be closed for just a week. Like, it was sort of the beginning of everything. But we were kind of like, okay, it's no big deal. It just gives us like a little break, I guess. But yeah, as time went by, about like a week later, I found out that my mom and my best friend weren't going to be able to visit me in Italy because I was supposed to meet them in Rome and do some fun things in the south area, and I was supposed to take a train down there. But at that same time, the United States was like starting to restrict some travel into Italy. It was they announced it as a level 3 country. So basically they weren't able to come. Like a week before, it was like, we can't come. So that was really horrible. And then on top of that, school kept being canceled. I couldn't go out. I had nothing to do. And they started doing online school with the Italian school, but that wasn't like that beneficial for me because I couldn't really get what was going on. And then my Italian classes were also canceled, not even online or anything. So I just was like not doing well with that. And I would still try to like go out sometimes with friends, but things got stricter and stricter, obviously. And within this time, my mom and I were really still trying to figure out a way that we could see each other. So we had the fantastic idea, and my host family helped me out with this as well, for me to take a train to Austria because I was so north in Italy, and have my mom fly there because Austria wasn't bad at the time. So I took the train there. Everything was good, fine, you know, and within hours of me getting into Austria, the whole of Italy went into lockdown. So I was kind of like, wow, it's a good thing I got out. I wouldn't want to be living like that, not really thinking of any other consequences. So my mom and I enjoyed some time together. It was so great to see her. I like literally cried hugging her for the first time in so long. And then we, you know, enjoyed our time in Austria for a bit. And then, you know, we were in Austria. Things were starting to close because of coronavirus. Like, we couldn't do a lot of things we wanted to, but it was fine. We were making the best of it, just like trying good food, going to cool places. And then within this time, we started to realize how bad Italy was getting, like just the situation there. My host mom was contacting me, basically telling me it's probably best you don't come back. And then in that same day, my train company and also just the countries of Austria and Italy announced that there's no trains running between the countries. So my way back into Italy had just been eliminated. And then as more time went by, because things are changing by the hour at this point, as we all know, there was no safe way for me to get back into Italy because police officers are around the streets, you know, unless you have like a very valid reason to be out, like you could be arrested. It was just a whole mess. And at this point, my family had already decided that I should go back to the US, and my organization was kind of telling me, oh, everything's fine, you can stay here, but as things were getting bad, we just weren't sure like that was the best idea, especially just like mentally being in quarantine for that long, not knowing when it would end, nothing to do. Yeah, and like just travel's becoming more and more restricted, so it was just sort of a rough case. Yeah, so we kind of were realizing if I go back into Italy somehow, we were thinking of maybe renting a car to get me there, like somehow my chances of being able to leave again, like once I got back in there, if that makes sense, were very slim. So basically what had to happen Okay, well, let me go back a little bit. So I'm sure we all remember Trump's little speech about travel restrictions. And so in his speech, he made it sound very much that there is a 30-day travel ban with Europe, and that's it. Like, we got a phone call in the middle of the night from a bunch of people in the US kind of like, you need to get home, like this is so bad. We bought tickets right away in the middle of the night. That was probably the scariest moment, like being woken up by all these like calls, and I just didn't know really what was going on. And then so we got our tickets and everything was fine, but then the next morning we found out that it was just for like foreigners, not actual American citizens. But at that point I was like, we don't know what could happen, like it's better we just get home now before anything worse happens, you know? So in the midst of all this, I was not able to go back to Italy. All of my stuff is there, unfortunately, including my laptop. But my host family is being so great, and they're like helping me send some things. I have to buy, of course, some things here because post offices and everything are closed there, so I won't even get that stuff for a while. But yeah, we made it back into the US completely safely. We're doing self-quarantine now, you know, for the good of the community. And yeah, I hope everything is okay. The US doesn't seem to be going in the best direction with all of this, but I'm just glad to be home with my family and safe. And of course I miss Italy, and I'm so sad I couldn't get to say goodbye to anyone or just like schooling, everything, but this is very unprecedented. Like, no one could have seen this coming. So basically coming home was my only option, and I've come to terms with it. It's okay. At least I can do random fun things in my room. Like I did this little like poster thing. My friend got me these posters, so I put them all up finally. So yeah, that's my little life update. I hope my self-quarantine goes well mentally because I love to be out and doing things, but I still don't have my driver's license because I left for Italy too soon before that, so I'm practicing driving a lot, so hopefully I can get my license super soon. But yeah, I'm glad to be back to like my American things, just like, I don't know, not that I can like go to any stores, but it's just nice to be surrounded by Americans. But I also will miss Italy so much, and yeah, that's all. But that was just a little life update, and yeah, I'll try to put out some more videos, just random things, because videos are fun to make, right? But I also need to figure out a way to upload this because I don't have a laptop, or my laptop. I can borrow someone's. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that's all. That's my life update. Please contact with me with any questions. If you're exchange student, if you want to go abroad, you know, any friends, family, you know, I'm okay. I'm safe. So yeah, that's all. That's my life update. Bye.